Right now on Arkansas Crime Watch.
So this is a sad day for Forest City.
2 officers recovering after being shot inside a local Walmart.
These men put their life on the line for anyone who was in that building. It's just staggering to me.
What happened that caused law enforcement to shoot and kill the suspect?
I fear for my life.
A chokehold goes viral.
The only thing that I have right now solid is the same 30-second video that the world has seen.
What the Camden police chief decided to do after weighing all the evidence. A smash and grab.
Thank goodness no one was here, no one was hurt.
What this thief was after that has some people laughing.
Through 75 counties and hundreds of investigations, from the most violent crimes to petty infractions. This is Arkansas Crime Watch with Kevin Kelly.
Dash cam video shows a North Little Rock police officer throwing a punch into a man's stomach, then driving him to the Broadway Bridge and demanding he go back to Little Rock. Good evening and thanks for watching Arkansas Crime Watch on Fox16.com. I'm Kevin Kelly. Fox 16's Tyler Thomason obtained internal recordings from the incident, which reveals the now former officer's frustration with the homeless.
In these recordings, you'll hear the officer admit he was wrong, and you'll see the internal investigation play out with a result that could mean the end for his law enforcement career. The headlights beamed as a patrol cruiser rolled up on a man with plastic bags in his hands and headphones dangling from his ear. It's a little before midnight on Orange Street in North Little Rock, July 2nd, 2019. Officer Angel Rosado was called to check out a report of a man dumpster diving at the nearby high school. Audio wasn't recorded because the lights and sirens weren't activated. In the dashcam video, the man appears compliant. Less than a minute in, he's shoved onto the car's hood. Other officers arrive a few minutes later. The video documents about 6 minutes of interrogation, then Officer Rosado throws a punch, seen here on 2 different cameras. 2 minutes later, Rosado puts the man in the back of his patrol car and drives to the Broadway Bridge, where, according to internal documents, Rosado tells the man to go back to Little Rock. That drop-off here at the Broadway Bridge was not the end of this situation. In fact, it was really just the beginning. Officer Rosado never filed a report about his run-in with the man who he punched, nor did he tell anyone about it. But officers who were at the scene did report it to colleagues. Officer Rosado was then brought in for an internal interview where his apparent aversion toward the homeless community began to surface.
What made you hit him with the...
Because I was frustrated, Lieutenant. I'm frustrated with the homeless folks. Mostly the ones coming from, you go downtown right now, you can watch the cattle call from Little Rock Police chasing, marching all the people from the River Market over here.
So you've had your fill?
Homeless folks, yes ma'am.
It was disturbing.
North Little Rock Police Chief Mike Davis says the whole thing fell short of department standards.
He's frustrated with the homeless, but that's not his call to make. I mean, we don't get frustrated with something like that.
Since this happened, have you or has anyone from your office spoken to the man in that video?
No, we have not. We have not. We had tried to attempt to locate him and weren't able to do so.
Is there anything you or your department would want to say to him?
Well, I think it's fairly obvious that, we were not satisfied with our response.
Rosado's internal investigation spanned more than 2 months, resulting in his termination after 20 years on the force. According to Angel Rosado's personnel file, he was suspended for other policy violations during his 20-year career with the North Little Rock Police Department. This case was the first time he violated the use of force policy. Back to you.
All right, Tyler, thank you very much. A Jacksonville father now behind bars charged with murdering his 3-month-old son. 23-year-old Kavance Ephraim was arrested on Tuesday and charged with capital murder. Police say his infant son Cassius was found unresponsive at a home on Darrell Court. An autopsy determined the cause of death was traumatic asphyxiation. Neighbors say they had no idea what happened next door.
Somebody could do that, and it was somebody close. Probably came to one of the block parties, and you just never know.
Ephraim is being held with no bond. A court date has not yet been set. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office makes a huge bust, and here's the proof. Over the past 6 months, deputies, along with members of the Tri-County Drug Task Force, confiscated more than $6,000 in cash, 13 firearms, 300 ecstasy pills, 10 ounces of meth, and 2.5 pounds of marijuana. As a result of the month-long investigation, several people are now behind bars facing a number of charges. Caught on camera, a smash and grab at a local convenience store that is all too familiar with being targeted. The crime taking place at the Pick and Go on Kavanaugh Boulevard. Rochelle Turner shows us just how far the criminal went to get his hands on just a few boxes of cigarettes.
Everyday Kathy Jordan visits the Pick and Go store on Kavanaugh Boulevard in Little Rock.
I always stop by to get a snack or a Coke or something like that.
Outside the store, crews hard at work replacing busted windows.
It caused all this damage. Thank goodness no one was here, no one was hurt.
Early Sunday morning, a man broke into the store.
It's just a shame.
And it was caught on camera.
He tried to get in the door, couldn't get in, so he gets back in the car and backs in a few times. It crashes the whole glass down.
But the man not successful the first time, so he gets in his car and backs up again.
Think about the damage he did to his car. I mean, it's pointless.
And he wasn't there alone.
Looks like there was a lady in the car too. She gets out and just takes off.
Watch what happens next.
Jumps over the counter.
Making a mess before ripping a box off the shelf.
Takes as many cigarettes as he can get.
The man even has a hard time getting out the store.
At least we can laugh about that.
All for a box of cigarettes.
There's a lot of stuff in this store. If you were, hard up for something, that you could have taken more than cigarettes. I mean, take these lottery tickets, then I would have been mad.
The owner did file a report with Little Rock Police, and Jordan says the community posted about the outbreak, or the break I should say, on the Nextdoor app and even wanted to help the owner. A Camden police officer fired after a video of him goes viral, and it shows him putting a student in a chokehold. The incident happened last Monday at Camden Fairview High School. You can see school resource officer Jake Perry with both of his arms around the student's neck and then lifting him off the floor. The video was posted on Facebook and shared nearly 18,000 times before being removed. Perry was placed on leave pending an investigation, but on Thursday, Camden Police released a statement saying, quote, Jake Perry did violate department policy and he is no longer employed. Camden Police also said it will now review the department's training policies and assignments. An update tonight to a tobacco store robbery in Conway. The store owner released this screenshot of the suspect. Take a good look. The robbery happened at Tobacco Station Inn in Conway last September. Surveillance video shows the suspect approached the store after it closed. The suspect forced his way in after an employee opened the door and then took off with cash. If you recognize him, call Conway Police. A local Walmart shut down following an officer-involved shooting that left the suspect dead and 2 officers injured. The shooting happened earlier this week in Forest City. One of the officers is still in intensive care. The other was treated for his injuries and released. But what prompted the shooting and whether it could have been avoided is now being investigated by state police. Susan Elcori explains what happened and how people in the small town are reacting to the shooting.
A somber silence at the Forest City Walmart following a day of chaos.
It's no secret that today is not a popular time in America to be a police officer.
This was the scene moments after a shootout inside the store. Police say Bobby Gibbs made threats, then shot 2 officers who rushed to help. Investigators say he was killed when officers returned fire. Lieutenant Eric Varner and Detective Eugene Watlington now both recovering.
We have been targets as of late, and we just appreciate all the support.
The attack isn't easy for Detective Sergeant Jeff Nichols to talk about.
We get up and come do this job every day because we love it.
In this small town, he's finding comfort in everyone sending their support.
They're the heroes. They really are. They're the heroes of our communities.
Pastor Jim Whaley plans to open Ridgewood Baptist Church for a community prayer.
To know what could have happened and that You know, these men put their life on the line for anyone who was in that building. It's just staggering to me.
Hearing that makes all the difference for Nichols.
It's a reassurance to us as law enforcement officers who are beginning to doubt what we do.
Knowing the risk that comes with wearing a badge.
Events like this, the tragedy that happened at Walmart is showing that the community still does get involved, and there's still more good than bad in this world.
And while many in the community are praising the officer's quick action, the family of Bobby Gibbs, the suspect, is now wrestling with questions about how the confrontation with police ultimately ended. Gibbs' son, Daquan Gibbs, approached our news crews asking about his dad. He said it's very difficult for his family and he's trying to get answers. They were stunned by the news, especially after learning about it online.
I am kind of shocked. I really miss my dad. You know, it's been months before I seen him, so you know, our last word was "love you." Everybody like kind of knew my dad down here. He was like a DJ and all this, so you know, he a good person.
Daquan told us he and his father had just started rebuilding their relationship. Turning now to our Crime Tracker report, Little Rock police hope you can help solve a homicide case from last month. On January 25th, someone went into a home on South Ringo Street and shot 2 women and a 2-year-old. The 2 women were killed. The child was taken to the hospital and is recovering. Detectives are hoping the community has information that will lead to an arrest. There's currently a $10,000 reward being offered for helping in this case. Deputies in Lono County arrest a man they say is responsible for a number of break-ins on the north end of the county. Jonathan Randall Morgan was booked into the Lono County Jail this week on a number of charges, including aggravated residential burglary, aggravated robbery, kidnapping, and terroristic threatening. At the time of his arrest, authorities say they found a number of cell phones, jewelry, and wallets in his pockets. A Hot Springs man is out of luck after being arrested for stealing $3,300 worth of lottery tickets. 21-year-old Dallas Landry was arrested after a manager at an Easy Mart noticed a large amount of money missing between January 3rd and 4th. After reviewing security footage, Landry was observed scratching off lottery tickets and then cashing them in. He was arrested Monday and could face up to 6 years in prison. Tonight's Mug of the Week goes to Jeremy McDade, who was booked into the Saline County Jail earlier this week. He's facing a number of charges, including aggravated assault on a family member, domestic battery, and endangering the welfare of a minor. As we leave you, here's a look at Arkansas's Most Wanted. We want to remind you, all of the suspects you've seen tonight are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Remember, if you have any information on any of these cases we talked about tonight, you're asked to call your local police department. Thanks for watching Arkansas Crime Watch. I'm Kevin Kelly. Be safe, be smart, and if you see something, say something. I'll see you tomorrow night on Fox 16 News at 9.